Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are completely skipping the pricey travel agents and planning a meticulously crafted, self-guided trip to one of Southeast Asia's absolute most vibrant destinations, Phuket. Look, if piecing together an international island getaway feels kind of intimidating, you are totally in the right place. We're going to master this DIY trip together, break down all the logistics, and get you focused on the actual adventure. Let's dive in.
So here is your ultimate DIY itinerary. We're going to start with timing and getting there, figure out navigating the island, and choosing your home base. Then we'll dive right into must-see sights and culture, tasting local Phuket cuisine, and finally wrap the whole thing up with essential DIY travel tips.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, timing and getting there.
So the absolute perfect travel window for Phuket is actually surprisingly narrow. You really want to aim right between November and February. Why? Well, this is the dry season, which means you get beautifully cool weather and minimal rain. It's literally the exact recipe for a perfect island vacation. But here's the absolutely crucial catch. You cannot plan this last minute. No way. To lock in the best deals before prices totally skyrocket, you've got to book your flights and accommodations at least 1 to 2 months out. Getting to the island itself is incredibly accessible. If you're flying out of Vietnam, you can catch a direct, totally hassle-free flight straight from Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi on Vietjet or Vietnam Airlines. And, if those direct routes just don't match up with your calendar, hopping on a quick connecting flight through Bangkok is a super seamless alternative.
Moving right along to Section 2, navigating the island.
Okay, so your very first major challenge the second you land is getting from the airport to your hotel. Now, taxis or airport transfers, sure, they're convenient, but they are going to take an immediate heavy bite right out of your travel budget. The ultimate hack for the savvy DIY traveler, the Phuket Smart Bus. It's incredibly cheap, and it actually runs this gorgeous scenic route all along the West Coast beaches, stretching all the way from the airport down to Rawai.
Once you're settled at your hotel, you have to choose your daily ride. As we said, the Smart Bus is great for those long coastal hauls, while tuk-tuks and taxis are super fast but, well, notoriously pricey. If you do decide to jump into a neon-lit tuk-tuk, please engrave this golden rule into your mind. Always, always negotiate the fare before you sit down. For real. But honestly, for true island freedom, your absolute best option is two wheels.
Seriously, for just 150 to 200 baht a day, which is roughly the cost of a fancy latte back home, you can rent a motorbike. This is the holy grail for independent travelers. It gives you 100% full flexibility to just totally ditch the tour groups, hunt down hidden beaches, and explore the local markets entirely on your own schedule.
Which brings us right to Section 3, choosing your home base. So Phuket is massive, and its beaches have vastly different personalities. On one hand, you have Patong Beach. It is high energy, buzzing with vibrant nightlife, and packed with incredible dining options literally right at your doorstep. But on the other hand, you have Kata and Karon beaches. These offer a complete contrast. Think wide, serene stretches of sand with a much, much quieter atmosphere. They're pretty much the ultimate sanctuary for families or couples who just want to unwind.
But hey, maybe you want to skip the beach resorts entirely. Enter Phuket Old Town, the island's absolute hidden gem. Here you can wander streets lined with beautifully preserved Sino-Portuguese architecture, soak up some incredible history, and, as a massive bonus for us budget-conscious travelers, find beautiful boutique rooms at a fraction of the cost of those beachfront mega-resorts.
All right, let's get to the really fun stuff. Section 4, must-see sights and culture.
A proper DIY trip definitely requires a day of island hopping. You have got to add these icons to your itinerary. The world-famous crystal-clear waters of the Phi Phi Islands, the pristine snorkeling over at the Simlin Islands, the super-quick getaway of Coral Island, and of course, sailing right through those towering, dramatic limestone cliffs of James Bond Island in Phang Na Bay. Back on solid ground, please don't miss the island's spectacular cultural landmarks. You'll definitely want to wander through Wat Chalong, which is the largest and most revered temple there, alongside the really fascinating Wat Phra Thong. Then, when the late afternoon rolls around, point that motorbike of yours south to Phrom Thep Cape. It is universally considered the absolute best vantage point on the entire island for an unforgettable panoramic sunset. Phuket has this totally fascinating dual personality. You can spend your day on a relaxed cultural stroll, photographing the historic, really colorful streets of Old Town. But the second the sun sets, the energy completely flips. For a total sensory overload nightlife experience, you absolutely have to walk the neon-lit, high-octane gauntlet of Patong Walking Street, which everyone famously knows as Bengal Road.
And now, maybe the best part, Section 5, tasting local Phuket cuisine. A huge part of the joy of DIY travel is eating exactly like a local. Skip the overpriced tourist traps and dive headfirst into a bowl of mee khao, Phuket's signature thick noodles. For the adventurous eaters out there, definitely track down the tangy herring salad or a rich, super savory squid soup. Craving that authentic, punch-in-the-mouth Thai heat, the green chicken curry will absolutely deliver. And to cool your palate down afterward, grab a fresh roti right off a street cart. They serve them both sweet and savory, and guys, they're absolute perfection.
Okay, bringing it all together now with Section 6, essential DIY travel tips. Here is your immediate arrival checklist so you can hit the ground running. Step 1, stay connected. Grab a 4G SIM card the absolute second you clear airport customs, or just pop into any local 7-Eleven. Step 2, protect yourself. That tropical sun is completely unforgiving, so pack some heavy-duty sunscreen and your basic personal meds. And finally, Step 3, the driving. Okay, we need to have a serious talk about the driving situation. Thailand is a left-hand traffic country. If your brain is hardwired to drive on the right, getting on that cheap rental motorbike is going to require some pretty aggressive mental gymnastics. When you turn out of your hotel, your natural instincts are absolutely going to betray you. So stay hyper alert, take it painfully slow on day 1, and just keep repeating your new mantra, stay on the left. At the end of the day, it all really comes down to this core philosophy. A self-guided trip to Phuket transforms overwhelming logistics into an exciting, easy-to-follow travel adventure. By tackling the transport yourself, finding the perfect neighborhood, and mapping out your food and sites, you take complete control. DIY travel here isn't just doable, it is deeply, deeply rewarding. So I'm going to leave you with this final question to chew on. What type of traveler will you be on your Phuket adventure? Are you going to be chasing the neon lights of Patong, soaking up the quiet history of Old Town, or riding a scooter towards some secluded sunset? The beauty of a DIY trip is that the script is entirely yours to write. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer.